Hey everybody, it's Mandy Felici. Welcome to our Summer Survival Kit webinar. I apologize, I'm running about 15 minutes late. I had an appointment with someone and I just walked in the door, so excuse me for my tardiness today. It's summer, right? Things are a little crazy. But I'm really excited to share this information with you. Summer is such a fun time of year, and we're going to talk about some of the not so fun parts about summer and what we can do about it. So are you ready? Let me just share my screen with you real quick. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about our summer survival kit. Are you prepared for summer? My kids got out of school about a week and a half ago, so we are, getting into our summer schedule, and we've had some fun days and some not so fun days, which I'm sure if you've got small kids at home, you can probably relate. But we're going to talk about lots of things that are kind of hard about summer. I did a little informal survey on Facebook yesterday, asking all my friends on Facebook what they thought is some of the hard things about summer. And I heard everything from kids fighting, kids are bored, uh, bugs, summer heat, sunburns, all kinds of things, right? The things that we normally think of as part of summertime. So we're going to talk about some of these things and how we can be prepared for these when they come along so that we can for sure have a really fun summer without so many bumps in the road. So sunburn, right? That's a big one. I don't know about you, but I've been sunburned, and usually it's the beginning of summer when I get my first sunburn because I'm super pasty and white from a long winter. And so that first time I go out in the sun, it usually catches me by surprise, and I burn more quickly than I anticipated, right? I'm not always prepared. And so this year I'm going to make more of an effort to be prepared ahead of time. Bug bites. Don't you love those itchy, scratchy bug bites? Mosquitoes are a big problem, especially in the south and the east and different parts of the country where there's more moisture. There tends to be more bugs. There's ticks are also something that people are becoming more and more aware of, and the dangers of ticks. But there's all kinds of pests and bugs, right, that we deal with during the summer. What about those long car trips? I don't know about you, but I have some little ones that get pretty antsy in the car after just a couple of hours. And so, it can be a little hectic if you're trying to make a long road trip. So how can we, help the kids and ourselves just be calm and a little more serene during those long road trips? Also, if you're the driver on these long road trips, how can you make sure that you stay awake? Because sometimes it can be, late nights driving and you can get really drowsy. So we'll talk about that as well. The next one is siblings and not getting along. I know that when the kids are home all day, they tend to maybe watch too much TV or play too many video games, and they start to get a little cabin fever, right? There might be a little more fighting among siblings and things. So that is another concern during the summer, is how to keep things happy and peaceful at home. All right, so can you guess which oils are in the summer survival kit? Well, we're going to go through and talk about each of these and how they can really help with some of these issues that we've talked about. Okay, so for sunburn, that's the first one that comes to mind when I think of summer. And, I've been doing some research on conventional sunscreen, sunblock, and there are so many studies coming out now. This one that recently came out, they reviewed over 2,000 different sunscreens, over 257 brands, and they found that more than 75% of them contained toxic chemicals that increase your risk of cancer and other health issues. Okay, so from the EWG, they said, our review shows that some sunscreen ingredients absorb into the blood and some have toxic effects. Some release skin-damaging free radicals in sunlight. Some act like estrogen and disrupt hormones. and several can cause allergic reactions and skin irritation. The FDA has not established rigorous safety standards for sunscreen ingredients. So they basically haven't been regulated, right, since 1978. And so the SPF only tells you how effective a sunscreen is against UVB rays, which are the ones that cause sunburn. So in review, some of the ingredients may absorb into the blood, release free radicals in sunlight, act like estrogen, disrupt hormones, cause allergic reactions, cause skin irritation, and they have no rigorous safety standards. So I don't know about you, but I am really hesitant to put sunscreens on me or on my kids, right? After reading this list. And then it says, a recent study published in Environmental Science Technology has also shown the common sunscreen ingredients, oxybenzone, methoxycinnamate, and PABA are estrogenic chemicals linked to cancer. That's right. So you've got to read those labels, right? Not just on the food you're eating, but on your skin, on anything that goes on your skin. I heard an esthetician talking once about this, and she said your skin is eating whatever you're putting on it, right? So if something isn't safe enough to ingest and to eat, you probably shouldn't be putting it on your skin, right? Because it's getting into your body, into your bloodstream. So we need to really start reading labels and being aware of what we're putting on our bodies, okay? So again, here's a list of those unsafe toxic chemicals that are found in sunscreens. So those are the ones you want to avoid. So let's talk about a natural form of protecting your skin in the sun. So this is not a study that I did. This is another wellness advocate in doTERRA. I love this. It looks like she marked off this section of the back, right? And she used different oils to see what was most protective against the sun. You can see she just used a commercial sun lotion there in the bottom right, number 8. And the most effective is myrrh at 50%. So that means she diluted, it was 50% myrrh oil and 50% fractionated coconut oil. And you can see it did really well at blocking the sun. So I have not personally tried this yet, but I am going to. I am going to get some bottles of this and or mix up some bottles of this. I keep them in my car and in our pool bag. So I'm really excited about trying this. So above that, you can see myrrh. She also did it at a 5% dilution rate. And you can see it wasn't super effective, but at 50%, it looked very effective. So, so again, this is something that you can experiment with, try things out, and see how it works for you.
Get sunburn.
Okay.
So again, fractionated coconut oil is really great for, it's nourishing for the skin, and then you mix it with oils and it's even better. And this is a great combination to use for after sunburn care, right? When you're like, oh my gosh, it's too late, I'm already sunburned, what do I do now? I don't know if Heather's on the call right now, but she shared an experience with me where she got sunburned and she put lavender on it. And then she also had the idea of putting a little bit of peppermint in it. And she said it was really cooling to that sunburn. It kind of took some of the heat out of it. So, you know, I don't have an exact recipe, but I think if you took like a tablespoon of the fractionated coconut oil and mixed maybe a drop or two of each of these, the peppermint and lavender, and then use that as kind of a soothing after sun spray or rub, it would be very effective. All right, so let's talk about those bug bites. So we have a wonderful blend called TerraShield, which is our outdoor blend. And it's a blend of oils that are designed specifically to deter insects and to repel them, right? So I really like the TerraShield blend. It's just a blend of essential oils with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil. So there's no harmful ingredients in it. It does come in this sprayer bottle now, or it comes just in the regular essential oil bottle. I love the sprayer bottle. You can mist it kind of over your arms. It's still a little bit thick. It's not like an aerosol or anything. But what I usually do is spray a couple of squirts on each arm or leg, and then use my hand to kind of rub that in and cover it. And it works very well for me. Hey, would you guys mind muting yourself real quick? Anyone that might be unmuted? Um, okay. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you do get some insect bites that feel itchy, some great oils to put on that for the itch are lavender. Melaleuca is another good one, but lavender actually has some antihistamine properties, so it works really well for just taking the itch out of those bites. And then, of course, um, lavender or melaleuca, they both will help just for healing, making sure things don't get infected, that kind of thing. So really effective to have for those bug bites. All right, so let's talk about things in the car, right? If you're doing a long road trip or maybe just driving into, a city near you and it's a couple hours in the car, maybe the kids are getting antsy. It's great to diffuse essential oils. And, at home we use a diffuser, but in the car, it's a little trickier. And I saw this great tip where you take a clothespin, you put it on the vent in your car, and then you just drop a few drops of oil right onto the clothespin, and they'll be absorbed into the wood of the clothespin. And it actually does pretty well at diffusing the oil throughout the car. Some of my favorites to diffuse are, of course, lavender and peppermint. Peppermint would be great if you're driving at night and you're trying to stay awake. Lavender would be great if you're trying to get the kids to calm down in the back seat and stop fighting with one another. And then cheer is another favorite of mine because it's a really cheerful, uplifting scent, and it's a great one for just when people are maybe a little grumpy after a long trip or something. So those are some great ones that you could diffuse at home or in the car. So there you have it. That is our summer survival kit right there. So TerraShield, lavender, peppermint, myrrh, which is probably an oil that most people wouldn't think of, but as we saw in that image, it looks to be very, very effective in protecting the skin from the sun, keeping you from getting sunburned. So I encourage you to just experiment with that and see what works well for you or for your family. I know that everyone has different sensitivity levels and etc. So please experiment with that and find out what works for best for you and your family. And then cheer is another good one that would be great for diffusing in the car or at home. And then the fractionated coconut oil, of course, which you could mix with all the oils for all the different uses. So there it is, our summer survival kit. I hope that wherever you go this summer that you will take some essential oils along for the ride. I know that I do not leave home without my oils ever, because if I do, it's just inevitable that I will need them, right? Murphy's Law maybe. But they're so helpful for all kinds of things, scrapes and cuts, or not being able to sleep because they're so excited about going to Disneyland the next day. Whatever it is, there's an oil for that. And so make sure that your essential oils are part of your summer plans and be prepared for whatever might come your way.